So today is actually the first weekday in over a month where I've been able to get out and go for a run during daylight hours. With work being really full on and with the short winter days and with being sick for the last week or so, it's been really difficult to actually get out there during the daytime. But finally, a chance to get out for a proper daytime run. And of course, perfect weather for it.
It's been pretty difficult to keep the training up during winter, but today I want to give some tips on how to stay motivated and also why I think it's so important to keep on training during winter as well.
So why do I think it's so important to keep on training throughout winter? Well, the first thing is kind of about discipline and maintaining a routine. I think it'll be much easier to ramp up your training when you've got a race coming up if you've been continuing to train, rather than having to go from 0 to 100 really quickly right before the race. And that kind of ties into another thing, which is about injury prevention. If you're able to maintain kind of a baseline of training before ramping up before a race, it means that the kind of curve that you'll be increasing your training by is going to be less intense, and therefore you'll have a lot less risk of injury because you're less likely to be doing too much too soon. And also mental toughness. It can be really difficult getting up on those cold winter mornings to go for a run, but it takes some resilience to complete these longer races, and so getting used to being uncomfortable now is going to make things a little bit easier come race day.
So here's a couple of tips to help make it a bit easier to keep on running during those cold, dark winter mornings. And the first one is to just rug up, put some more clothes on and get warm. I used to have this rule where if it was at least 10 degrees outside and not pouring down rain or blowing a gale, I would just wear shorts and a singlet and nothing more. Now that I'm trying to run more kilometers and running a lot of them a bit slower, it means that if I do that, I could be spending the first like half an hour of a run just being freezing cold, and there's no point in that. Secondly, don't feel like it has to be all or nothing. Before UTA, I was doing like 70 to 90 Ks a week, I think. And I'd love it if my training were still at that point now. But, you know, I've been a little sick and things have gotten in the way. And so today, all I think I can really manage is a little 5K with some hills. But like, even if you can't manage that, you know, 5 minutes is way better than 0 minutes. So try to get out there and do something. And thirdly, switch things up. Today I'm doing pretty much just a big hill, which is partially so I can give myself an excuse for not running the whole time, but also, you know, to keep things interesting, and because I like hills for some reason. But you know, do some cycling, indoor or outdoor if you're able to. Do some strength training specifically for injury prevention would be a really good idea as well. I'm going to try and do a bit of that after my run as well. Play a sport or something. Like, staying active in any kind of way is going to be way better than just staying inside because it's cold and dark. Fourthly, sign up to some smaller or less significant races. I've signed up for Souther to Surf and City to Surf, which are actually way bigger than any other races that I do, but they're shorter and less important to me, I guess, to do well in those. But you know, they can be a good sort of motivation to keep your fitness up a little bit. And finally, if you've got the money, there's nothing to keep you motivated like some new gear.
So this is my new head torch. It's the Fenix HM65RT V2. And I've been needing a new head torch ever since Kosciuszko last year, where both of my head torches ran out of battery. And I realized then that if I wanted to do another long 100K race like that, I would need to get a new head torch. And so I'm signed up for Kosciuszko for this year, which means I'll need it for then. Did I really need to buy it 5 months out from the race? No, but it's nice to help keep motivated. In conclusion, try to keep the routine going throughout winter. Even if it doesn't look exactly like you'd like it to, it's better to keep something going. It'll help you to stay well trained, and also it'll help you to not get injured when you do ramp your training back up for a race. I've got a couple of road races coming up in the next couple of months to help keep me motivated. And then I've got to really ramp up my training for the 6-hour track ultra that I've got, and then the Kosci 100, which I'm super excited for. But yeah, that's going to take a lot of training and consistency to do as well as I would like to do with that one. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this and got something out of it. Let me know in the comments how your winter training's going, and I'll see you in the next one.